What's up, guys? Matthew Gamer Watch Season 3, Episode 11 of My Hero Academia. Last episode. Oh my god. Probably my favorite episode of the entire show so far. It was insane. One of the best, not even just a villain, one of the best character introductions I've probably seen in TV, specifically anime, for a very long time. That was incredible, man. Absolutely incredible. I'm so excited to see how this is going to go. I've been making, I don't know if they're good theories, but I've been making a lot of theories at the end of each episode, so I'm interested to see if I get any more information or anything I can sink my teeth into and make some good thoughts or predictions or anything like that. So you guys know me, I'll obviously talk a decent amount at the end, so I do want to hop straight into it. If you guys do like the video, please drop a like and leave a comment. It really helps me out. I've got the full-length reactions up on Patreon. By now, I am already a very decent amount of episodes ahead. If you check the YouTube comments, you'll see the exact episode that I'm currently on. And most importantly, if you enjoy the content that I make for the channel, I would really appreciate if you subscribe. Let's get into it.
A symbol of peace. The reason crime is on the rise everywhere is because citizens have no one to believe in. They need to rely on someone. That's why I want to be the...
Are you telling Nana to her face that she's a bum and she doesn't inspire people?
Even though you're quirkless.
Yes.
Aww, he's so cute.
Sonori Yagi.
Yagi.
Those are some pretty funny ideas you got. You're kind of crazy.
Let's see what you got, Nana.
I don't think so. We're on the street blending in with the crowd now. Some pros are here helping people evacuate.
Good. We're stopped in front of the station. Luckily, we missed that last shockwave. Our rescue totally worked.
A rescue?
Oh, brother.
My best escape route!
You're welcome. I had to get out of there so All Might could destroy that guy. He's right.
You fanboy.
We would have been in the way. The smart thing to do was leave him to it. Gran Torino.
Smart thing to do is let him 1v9.
This is what you would have wanted. Right, All Might?
You have so much in common with Nana Shimura.
Oh my god.
The utter waste of a human who
Wow!
all onto you.
Be proud, Toshinori. You went down a long...
I'm surprised that he is not, because again, he's fucking all for one. He knows how one for all works. I'm surprised he wouldn't reveal that information if we're trying to, like,
Woman with no skill.
take the pride and the hope out of people.
Too. How embarrassing for me, the creator of One for All, to see her inherit the power. And the way she died was so pathetic.
Jesus.
Shall I tell you all about it?
Oh my god. He's so awesomely evil. God damn!
You're in the way.
Oh my god, his fucking mask is coming off.
Calm down. 6 years ago, you got distracted, and that's how he escaped and put a hole in your stomach.
But you didn't know he escaped. You thought he killed him.
Don't let him get under your skin.
Yes.
Did he, like, rebuild himself atom by atom?
Completely different than they were. You won't be able to
Did
stop him.
he lose quirks, or did he just gain more powerful ones?
He'll fight. It's do or die. You must go past your limit.
I will.
I go plus ultra.
Scene below, straight out of a nightmare. Half of Camino Ward was demolished in a single horrifying instant.
Dude, how many people fucking died?
Villain who appears to have caused the blast. I can't believe it. How is one person so powerful? He's
Get your ass over there!
holding his own against the symbol of peace. Our plan has been thwarted. It's up to you now, All Might.
Aizawa, come on, hurry! You're the OP against him.
Kind of beat up.
Whoa.
Wow.
I've never seen him like this.
Where's Camino Ward again?
Daddy may not have to work tomorrow.
Oh, oh my god, he was gooning too, and he interrupted his goon session. Oh my god, Aoyama, mother!
I find myself conflicted. Tomura has been the one to chip away at society's trust in heroes. So is it fair that I should land the final blow? You know,
Hey,
as much as
do what you gotta do.
hate me, I think I probably loathe you more.
Dude, am I about to see fucking Gran Torino get murdered?
You took away so much from me.
What, 6 years?
That's why I want you to suffer until your last breath and die broken and disgraced for all the world to see. Big one's coming. Dodge and counter. Not everyone's so fast.
Oh my god!
I will obliterate everything you protected.
He keeps fucking spamming this OP wind thingy.
First to go will be your self-respect and ridiculous public.
Oh my god, dude!
Show the world how pitiful you really are.
Get the cameras away! Are people seeing this? People are seeing this!
He looks like a skeleton.
What the hell? Oh my god, he's fucked, dude.
Everyone else seeing this? It looks like All Might's been shrunk somehow.
That must be his power.
Most of the world has never heard of this fight. I did everything I could to keep the injury under wraps.
Oh, dude, it's heartbreaking having to see all of our main characters just watch from a distance.
Your secret.
No, he can hide it. No, it was his power.
Cheeks and sunken eyes. To think that you're their greatest hero.
Dude, I hate how much I
Now the
love
adoring
you.
Public knows your true form. Try not to be ashamed. Your move.
Chess match right here.
Body rots and grows frail, even as you expose my weakened state.
Well, get out of your weakened state.
I remain the symbol of peace, and there's nothing you can do to take that from me.
Is that so? Ah, well, I'd forgotten how stubborn you are. I guess I'll just give up. Oh, but there is one thing you might be interested to know.
Yeah, Nana.
Garaki, my apprentice, he's Nana Shimura's grandson.
Well, I mean, you called him Shimmer. So.
I kept wondering what would annihilate your golden heart, and so I found Tomura.
That's fucking incredible!
Why?
Oh, come now. You know it's the truth.
And you know what? I would love it even more if that's not even real.
Huh.
If that's not even Shimura's
That's strange.
grandchild. But just telling him that
Well, now.
would ruin him. That's awesome!
Someone. That means they've probably gone through something terrifying. They'll be frightened. Remember that real heroes don't just...
I mean, did you know that she had a child anywhere in the first place?
You know what I think? No matter how scared you are, you should smile to show that things will be...
I should have fucking thought of that. I don't even think that he's related to Shimura, to Nana. I just think that he's perfectly crafted. He's Varys, this child.
How very entertaining. I think I've taken a piece of you after all.
She's my master's grandchild. My God, what would she say if she knew how we turned out?
Oh my god.
Don't lose.
Oh.
Keep going.
Yes. Thank you. You're all I need. You're all I need.
He's frozen.
This is bad.
Get microphones down there fast.
No way.
We're not gonna, dude.
What next?
I kind like it's one of those things. Like I don't want All Might to die, obviously, but I kind of want All Might to fucking die.
If he looks
You know what I mean?
different, he's still the same All Might.
Come on, All Might. You can do it.
Beat this sucker!
I thought this motherfucker was about to say, "Beat this fucker."
Beat him! Come on, All Might!
Oh my god, man.
Fear not, miss. I'm not done yet.
Dude, this is it feels like All For One is beating down a dead animal.
Nori, when you think you can't go on anymore, look inside.
I must remember
Remember why it is you clench your fist.
where I started.
Your past. Remember
All Might is so fucking buff. Like I keep gotta think like it's not a one for all thing. It's just he's just fucking buff.
I want to make a world where everyone smiles and lives together happily.
This is heartbreaking. Cause it's heartbreaking because I'm rooting for him so much, but he feels like an unbeatable person. Like
Though, muscles are only forming on his right arm. This distorted form can't be good.
no, it cannot. But we're gonna have to hope.
That's the last of your strength, isn't it?
Let's see if we can do
All Might?
anything.
A wounded hero is a most frightening animal. Do you know that even now I sometimes dream of you charging at me
Wow.
with your entrails strewn across the ground?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh no. You have what, 2 or 3 punches left?
4.5.
Are you serious? What the hell's going on with that weak little body?
Oh my god.
Looks like we made it.
I'm better than you still.
We've got the Nomu under control. You have to help All
Damn, well, like, half the pro heroes knew about this other form.
Damn it, All Might. I did everything I could to get ahead of you. But the harder I worked,
Wow.
the more obvious it became just how much of a widening gap separated the two of us. The stronger you got, the angrier I became. Stand up and show them why you're better!
Dude, he's like
Endeavor.
he's like an inspiration in so many different ways for literally everyone.
You to remain silent.
Think again, madman. We're here to
Headshot, you feel like the weakling. Okay, everyone's coming.
help us heroes. You did your best, Mount Lady. All of you.
Mal Lady did some
We
work.
did. We can't do much.
Oh, everyone's alive, man. I'm not angry that they're alive. I just.
It's our duty. Thank you. You have to stop him, All Might. This personification of evil. Pros and citizens everywhere are praying for your victory. No matter what you look like.
Yo, this is fucking insane.
What's #1 hero?
Toshinori Yagi?
He's an interesting guy. A little crazy.
Aww.
For instance, he thinks that crime hasn't gone
Damn, he was a baddie back in the what?
lie on. That the world needs some kind of
How old is this motherfucker? He was old back then.
That's what he's going to become one day.
Obviously, I like Nana too, just in the little bit I've gotten from her.
Must not be broken. You are the #1.
This is heartbreaking. Oh my god, this is fucking heartbreaking.
And after everything he's done so far, the entire world continues to cheer you on. Their united
kinda
forces
teary-eyed.
cry out for your victory. That includes your students, whose admiration knows no bounds, who aspire with their whole hearts to be like you.
I'm so like I just want him to win. I just want him to win.
Let's stop dwelling on heroism and start focusing.
I'm getting into this shit. I'm sorry if I'm yelling.
Spring-like limbs.
Bellamy?
Booster ×4. Strength enhancer ×3. Multiplier. Hypertrophy.
Oh my god, he's fucking sounding like Deku right now with the fucking nerd talk.
The shockwaves until now were simply to wear you out. I knew it would take much more
Is
than
he
that
in
to
full
kill
form?
you, in order to put you down for good.
God damn, Larry the Lobster, motherfucker!
I have stored up within me right now. This will end you. I wasn't
I love how goofy yet serious this looks.
All Might, but now I am. One for All no longer dwells within you. What you're attacking me with is just a
Wow.
lingering ghost, the embers that remain from what you've already passed on. And that fire gets weaker every
Surprised he doesn't put all the focus on Deku.
spark about to put itself out. Izuku Midoriya! He's the child you passed one for all.
Been
on,
watching
isn't
him.
he? I bet he came here without your asking.
Yo, I love All for One.
It sounds as though you'll die full of regrets, All Might.
But here's the thing, like I can't.
And as a teacher.
I still gotta believe in All Might.
Impact recoil!
Oh my god.
You're right. As this
Man,
teacher,
get the cameras on this goddamn thing.
coming here.
I was kind of proud of him though.
Just why I have to make it up to him.
I see. The weak embers inside you are resisting, trying to rekindle some of your former strength. Attempt to rage against the inevitable and fulfill your duty. But it's not enough!
Oh
Think you
my
can't go
god.
Remember,
This man, he doesn't have a limit because he can always think to go more.
Because I will do as my master did for me. Until I finish training young Majora.
Oh my god.
Until he's ready.
It's embarrassing how much you're resisting.
No, it's not. I'm proud of him.
Perhaps I was wrong.
I refuse to die!
Use your wits. At the last moment, he transferred the power in his right arm to his left. He used his right arm as bait. But
He's Deku.
trick. That's so unlike you.
I'm learning.
Weak though.
He's still weak though. Like, he's roasting him like he's a little child.
Into it that time!
Oh my god, this motherfucker is Big Deku.
Passed on from hero to hero, each praying that it will bring joy and peace to humanity. That One for All will give the world hope. And now it is your turn. Do your best, Toshinori.
Oh, yo, I have such intense goosebumps.
Goodbye. All for one. United.
Oh my god, the full blunt. Like, we're not defeating All for One now, right? There's no shot. He made a fucking tornado.
Goodbye. One for all.
Is he done? He used it all up? Hit him with that thumbs up. Oh my god!
Please! The villain's not moving! He's knocked out! All Might!
It ain't over, man. No shot, it's over.
He shouldn't push himself. Let him be. He's still working. This is his last job. The final act as the symbol of justice and peace and the #1 hero.
Hey, well, Endeavor's #1 now. Oh my god. Is he dead? Lock his ass up. I almost cried there, dude. I almost fucking cried.
Meanwhile, All Might and the other heroes remain on high alert.
Can he get an interview? Announcing his retirement?
We can't go anywhere. I wish we could find Todoroki.
Is there like power dampening handcuffs or something like that?
Now, it's your turn.
Oh.
That's our hero!
He could be more amazing!
All Might's message was only a few words long. As far as most people were concerned, it was meant for other criminals. A warning that the symbol of peace endured. But to me, it meant the opposite. He'd used up everything, and now it was left to me.
I feel like Deku, I'm crying over here. What's going on? Oh my fucking god! Like, I'm looking around for like people to talk to. What in the world? Why was that so good? I had heard that, like, and it surprised me, but you know, as I was watching season 2, obviously stayed away from spoilers. I've never been spoiled on anything, and I never fucking will be spoiled on anything. But I heard some people's opinions, and they were saying, like, yeah, season 3 is probably the most popular season, and it kind of surprised me because it's a long show, and that's pretty early on. But did I say it scared me? I shouldn't have said that. It took me off guard. If something like in One Piece, obviously One Piece is an 1,100 episode plus show. The peak of the show, in my opinion, is in the 200s and 300s. So, yeah, I'm not saying that the rest of it is bad. It's just that it peaks near the middle. I sort of kind of get the vibe from some of you that maybe it's the same way in this, to where this is probably the most popular or most liked little arc or season, but the rest of it is still phenomenal. So, but like, wow. Oh my god! And I want to say this, because obviously, and I'm going to talk about All For One first, because again, I want to repeat, I fucking like All For One. Like, one of the fastest, like, oh my god, I love this character I've ever seen in anime. He's obviously been captured. Again, do I expect him to just be all fucking fine and like just locked up for the rest of the show? Probably not, right? Like, we're probably gonna put him into the deepest fucking deep dark cell. But still, I mean, at some point, I feel like Shigaraki would go after him. But even that, so wow, dude, that was so good. And so, what I was saying in the middle of the episode, this reveal that like I got goosebumps. That is one of the all-time villainous fucking monologues I've ever. So maybe let me just get this. Well, I got a lot of stuff to talk about with All Might. I mean, well, with All Might and All For One. So it kind of felt like All For One had turned more vengeful, in the sense of I feel like, well, he was an evil son of a bitch, you know what I mean? I'm going for world domination or something like that, and then he was defeated by All Might. Perhaps that defeat, well, perhaps it was something like he still wanted to have world domination, but his need for revenge, or his need to, you know what I mean, to fucking stick it to All Might took over. You know, that became the first thing, to where as like his mindset of, when I recover, the first thing I'm fucking doing is I'm ruining All Might. But that's interesting. Roku, I'm just in the flashbacks, when he goes up to Shigaraki, he is he's like normal. He's young. He's handsome. So what's the timeline with that? So did he already have Shigaraki under his wing when they fought 6 years ago? Or because he obviously he was still fucking recovering that whole time. I think if he would have been fully recovered, gotten into another fight, and then had to recover again, it would have been heard that he got into a fight. So I don't know, that's a little interesting for me. But as I wanted to say this, if in a world where All For One would have been the main villain of the show, and again, I want to repeat, it's not what I want. I want Shigaraki to grow into that role. I repeat that. But in a world where All For One would be the, you know what I mean, the top dog of the show, I would have thought, well, I would think that the whole Shimura stuff for Shigaraki would have been a lie. You know what I mean? Almost like a manipulating both sides. Like, I'm just gonna pluck this random kid, I'm gonna lie to him to convince him, and I'm gonna lie to All Might that it was Shimura. So I'm gonna, you know what I mean? I'm gonna fuck his whole life over. But with Shigaraki, that theory is still always gonna be in my mind. But because Shigaraki is obviously the major villain, and All For One has been captured, which is very surprising for me, I would probably have to think that he is actually the grandchild. But wow, man. Wow, that felt like the evilest son of a bitch I've ever heard, man. Oh my god. I'm so speechless from these last like 2 or 3 episodes. Like, these have been oh my god. I'm sorry if I'm getting loud too. Like, I can't contain my feelings for what I've been saying. Like, this is some peak right here. I know modern anime fans like to throw that out at fucking everything they see, but this is some peak right here. I loved seeing the sort of the Nana flashbacks. I really liked her, and I would assume at some point we're gonna get an exact. If again, as of right now, I'm gonna take it at base level that he is actually is it Shimura? Shigaraki, right? Or is that, well, I don't know. I as of right now, I'm going to take that at base level. It could be a plot twist that he's actually not, but I think as of right now, just the type of story this is, that he probably is. So that being said, at some point we're probably going to learn the exact fucking bang bang boom boom boom. These are the people. I do. It's another thing too with Nana. Obviously, Nana, you know, sacrificed herself essentially. to save All Might, but I want to know like how close they were and how long that they knew each other for in the training. You know what I mean? Whether it's something that like All Might went like, oh yeah, I know I know my mentor's husband. I know that they have children. And if that's the case, I would have expected him to keep track of the grandchildren, but maybe one of them was lost in a fucking, you know what I mean, fire or some shit like that. So I don't know. But that's another thing too, and I would well, obviously I would assume that and I'm pretty sure All For One called him Shimura. But I would assume that Shigaraki knows his family name, the Shimura part. I would assume. It doesn't matter though, because I don't think that he knows about Nana Shimura. I don't think that All For One told him that part, and if he didn't, that would be my first sort of gut reaction, like a put that on the table for how we defeat Shigaraki. As in, I don't really think there's a world in which, you know what I mean, we turn Shigaraki to the good side. You know what I mean? No, because no matter what happens, by the end of the series, even if he has a change of heart, he will be past the point of no return. If that makes any sense. To where, like, even if he realizes he was wrong, he's gonna be like, fuck it. Fuck it, we ball, let's go. So, and again, even if he fully completely went, I'm wrong, I'm sorry, he would still go to fucking prison for his entire life. So, I don't think it's something we can like use this and like, please come to our side. It'll be more of like a Deku going, Shigaraki! I can already see the scene in my head, them like yelling at each other across the fucking rooftops of buildings. Shigaraki, no! You have to remember your grandmother! But I don't know. But that is a dude! It's another thing too, like, I hope, I really hope, just because of how much I loved all, anyhow, but it's, real quick, going back before I talk about that, the All For One stuff, the reason I brought up his will, his goals, was because I understand the idea of raising Shigaraki to sort of be the last fuck you to All Might. That is a perfect villainous motive right there and plan. But at the same time, the vibe that I got from that, and I was talking about it last episode, I'm pretty sure, the vibe I got from it was, like, what happened if he defeated All Might right there? Like, first of all, did he even plan to, like, did he think that he actually could? But if he defeated All Might, would he still want to, like, fucking go about his world domination or some shit like that? Would he still want to be the top dog in his own plans? Or was the plan the entire time, like, him wanting to, you know what I mean? Just go fuck off. I beat All Might. That's all I care about now. Shigaraki, you can run the shit. Like what's the plan? What was the plan with that? That's what I'm wondering right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like what would he do with Shigaraki if he killed All Might? Because the vibe that I kind of got from it was he obviously doesn't care about Shigaraki. He fuck Shigaraki. He's using him. He's a tool. He's a tool to get revenge. But would he just like accept Shigaraki as his number 2? Or how would that work? I am interested to know about that. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, I'm gonna repeat, All For One, in his 2 episodes being on the screen, he was fucking incredible, 10 out of 10 character. I obviously would want him to continue being in the show. Now, again, if Shigaraki feels such loyalty to his master, I would feel like at some point he would want to break him out of prison or go find him or something like that. So I would have to assume, just like a Stain at some point, that like especially in superhero media, this isn't a bad thing or anything like this. It's not an insult, but especially in superhero media, the desire from the creator and the writers to bring villains back, it's an itch that you cannot scratch. Like they always do it, and I don't blame them, because when you have your hero defeat such an amazing villain, you want to bring the amazing villain back. I don't, like, I'm in agreement with that aspect. But I would wonder, again, All Might doesn't have his power anymore. He's used it all, so it's not like we can. Well, I mean, say I could see a world in which, heavily simplifying, You know, but I could see a world in which, you know, we do break All For One back out, and it's All For One and Shigaraki versus, you know what I mean, Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki. Because you have to think about the end game here. Like, I'm trying to think about it like a One Piece situation. When you think about like the final arc of the show, like typically stories have 1v1s at the end. So, you know, obviously Deku versus Shigaraki. But like, who would Bakugo face? Like, would, you know what I mean? Is Bakugo gonna fight Dabi? Not saying that as like disrespect to Dabi, but I just kind of feel like Bakugo would be a little above him as of right now. Same with Todoroki. Like, do I expect Todoroki to fight fucking... I don't know. Who else is there? The only other... Because, like, Twice and Compress and fucking... What is it? The M name. The Magna. Those guys, like, I'm not expecting them to fight someone as big as Todoroki. And Toga is obviously set up for an Ochako fight. So, it's... I don't know about that. I don't know if they would get... If those villains in the League of Villains would get strong enough to justify a 1v1 versus people like Bakugo and Todoroki as of right now. So I'm interested to see how that goes. But yeah, like, so, what I'm saying is, because All Might has used his powers, if One For All or All For One, I keep getting the fucking names confused, man. If All For One ever were to come out of jail, he wouldn't have an All Might to fight. And almost... it's almost one of those things too, like I wouldn't want another fight, and obviously again I repeat, All Might doesn't have his power anymore, but I wouldn't want that fight again because they've already had dozens of fights in the past. They had one big fight that All Might thought that he won, and then they just had another fucking epic battle in which All Might finally gets a last win, you know what I mean? Like, not saying it would ruin the show or anything like that, but it's almost like a let it rest sort of thing. I don't need All For One to fight All Might again. We had that in the past, and we just got that amazing peak right there. So... all of that being said, all of that last 10 minutes was a summarization to say this. I kind of don't want All For One to get out of jail, but I want All For One to be in the show. So what do? You have scenes of characters talking to him in prison. I would fucking love that. I would love to see All Might and All For One have one-to-one conversations in jail. I would love for Deku to have to go and talk to All For One at some point. I would love all of these characters, you know what I mean, interrogations of him. He is a scene stealer of a character. Again, he's so like suave and charismatic and manipulative. I said he was almost, he was a groomer. That's what he felt like. And I don't want to say I like it because obviously I don't like it. But from an entertainment standpoint of like this motherfucker is a dastardly son of a bitch. I want to see him on screen as much as possible. If that makes any sense. And that fight was great. Fucking SpongeBob versus fucking Sandy, the fucking Larry at the I don't know. That shit looked funny as hell. It's funny too. I said this throughout the episode, but I was like, it's crazy how badass and impactful this episode has been, even though like it's My Hero Academia, which first of all is a goofy show, and also the character designs are wacky and wonky and you know what I mean, like circus characters. And it's awesome. Like, seeing the two most powerful fucking people in existence with these big-ass goofy arms going one-to-one. It was awesome. It was fucking awesome. It's another thing, too. I'll go back and to talk about just sort of like the final fight sort of thing that I was talking about, to where the League of Villains and, you know, because that really felt like we're obviously going to be introduced to a lot more characters, I can assume, but I would feel that the core of the show has already been introduced, if that makes any sense. In the sense of, again, we're probably going to get more villains introduced to the League of Villains, but I feel like the people that we saw are our main core. You know what I mean? With specifically Shigaraki, Dabi, and Toga. I feel like that's our big three, so to speak. And, you know, we have our class of students. And again, I want to repeat, we're going to meet more characters. But I feel like it's kind of annoying sometimes when shows introduce characters really deep into a show and then they end up playing such huge parts of a final story, because I feel like sometimes it takes away from the original characters. Just saying this right now, like, I need Deku, Ochako, Tenya, Todoroki, Bakugo, Kirishima. You know what I mean? Like, I need all these guys to have huge showings in a final arc. If that makes sense. I would sort of need that. That's a prerequisite. And again, I'm not saying that I would turn against the show and call it the shittiest thing I've ever watched if that doesn't happen, but it would probably take it from elite to to me, if that makes any sense. So, but speaking about that, just in the sense that I keep talking about Deku and Shigaraki, their parallels and them getting stronger, and, you know, loving that aspect. I would kind of also really want to see that focused in the League of Villains. You know what I mean? The League of Villains in the woods, I forget the exact arc name, but that stuff, they felt, you know, menacing and stuff like that, but they were, you know what I mean, they were defeated, you know, by these kids. So I want them to get stronger, and then I want the kids to keep getting stronger to keep up with them. So I don't know. Wow, this episode, man, it's interesting too. I wonder if All Might is gonna give like a press conference or something to like announce his retirement, or she's just gonna, you know, saunter into the dust, into the wind. It's another thing too. I wonder if at any point it will be, because that I mentioned in the middle of the episode. It's surprising to me that All For One would, and again, I don't want to call this a plot hole. I'm not saying it's a plot hole. I'm not saying it's a plot hole at all. But I kind of feel like, and I would also have to. Well, Shigaraki knows about how the powers work. He knows how All For One and One For All works. So if I was Shigaraki, the first thing I'm fucking doing is I'm leaking to the public that, you know what I mean, All Might was born quirkless, and, you know, obviously to me, that doesn't matter. He's still fucking All Might. But I know that for some in the world that would ruin the world. It's almost like. I'm not even gonna say it, but it's like for me it wouldn't matter. But the ways that they talk about this and the way that All Might likes to protect that secret, he knows it would really affect social morale. So I feel like Shigaraki should immediately leak some of that stuff, or, you know, I don't know, do something about that, Shigaraki. You have to get fucking dastardly. It's another thing too. And it's something I just been predicting, you know, since the beginning, just talking about like Shigaraki and All For One in general. Like I got the feeling that, well, like my gut reaction was that Shigaraki and All For One weren't like best buds, like oh you know what I mean, like in the sense of, it kind of felt like All For One was manipulating Shigaraki to do something, and I was predicting maybe sacrifice himself or challenge someone or whatever. I now know that it's just a fucking stab at All Might, but I also predicted, and the thing I've been predicting this entire time, was that Shigaraki would turn on All For One and completely strip all that power away from him too. Because I could see a world in which we have an arc of Shigaraki breaking All For One out of jail just so that he can steal the power. Maybe he learned something about Nana, or he realized something that he needs to do it himself. He's tired of taking orders or something like that. But as of right now, that would be my prediction, that at some point Shigaraki breaks All For One out of jail and just kills him, takes the power. So I don't know. I do not know. But that was so goddamn good, man. That was so good. Man. That's probably gonna be it for me. I feel like I made some good theories. I had some good thoughts. That was an amazing episode. Did I talk about everyone? I talked about how awesome All Might and All For One were. Fucking, why am I blanking? Gran Torino stepped up big time. He took a massive blow, but he stepped up. And I want to repeat too, and the thing I'll end it off with, like, you guys know, especially with the shows that I've been watching for, you know, since my channel began, I like to show my emotions on my sleeve, if that makes any sense. I'm not gonna hide if a show like emotionally hits me or anything like that. Like, I almost cried this episode. Like, I had gotten slightly teary-eyed a couple episodes, and obviously I get goosebumps every fucking episode. But this one was like, I almost cried. I like that. This show does a really good job at just making All Might such an impactful character. And it makes sense, obviously, you know, he's a symbol of peace, but I mean, for the rest of the show, he's not going to be able to fight, essentially. He's not going to be one of the top dogs. So, you know, so some shows would have a character who's, you know, emotionally unimportant, but, you know, they lose their strength and you're like, oh, they're a non-factor. No. All Might is the biggest factor. Even if there is 100 people stronger than him being such a symbol, like the minute he pops up on screen, I get motivated. I get, like, you know what I mean? Like, I was crying for him. I was rooting for him. And I liked the moment too because it was almost like, I don't want to say so conflicted, but I was a little conflicted in the sense of, it's fucking, like, I feel like a little kid like Deku or Bakugo. Like, and everyone watching on TV, even the other heroes, are rooting for All Might because he's the fucking symbol of peace. I was sitting there like, it's All Might! It's All Might! He's gotta win! But All For One is such an intimidating villain that I had moments of doubt. I had moments of, like, that's... I really want to compliment that. And it's something simple. It's a simple idea that I'm about to say, but I feel like some medias don't necessarily do it correctly. When you have an OP character like All Might, you obviously need to drag him down back to Earth, and you got that with his, you know, power and his weaknesses and passing on the power. You obviously get it from stuff like that. But the easiest way to make it so that an unbeatable character doesn't feel so, like, plot ruining is if you have a character that's just as powerful against him. Like, that's what I mean. Like, he seemed so world beating that, like, I didn't know. I was like 10% like, oh my god, All Might's about to get killed. But that fucking rage and that the pride and everything came bubbling up, and I was like, I felt like I was yelling All Might. I felt like Deku. You know, like, I'm watching on the screen. Yes, All Might. Wow, these last 3 episodes have been incredible. I really do need to say that. I'm so excited to continue the rest of the season. I will see you guys in a couple days. If you guys like the video, please drop a link, leave a comment. It really helps me out. I've got the full-length reactions up on Patreon. I'm already a decent chunk of episodes ahead. If you check the YouTube comments, it'll say the exact episode that I am currently on. And if you enjoy the content that I make for the channel, I would really appreciate if you subscribe. I'll see you guys. You guys have a good one.